Corn, wheat, and soybeans can be made into a substance called ethanol. In some places, ethanol is part of a mixture used to power cars and trucks. What type of alternative energy resource is ethanol? You chose biofuel, and it is correct. Look at the picture and tell which of the following is renewable source of energy. On track, Gobar gas plant is the correct answer.
Look at the bar graph and tell which was the fuel used the least in year 1976.
Correct. Electricity is the right answer.
The pink and brown color shows dash in this picture in the order given below.
Clear logic. Your choice gas and oil is sound and 100% true. Energy that uses heat that comes from within the earth is called
Strong choice. Geothermal is the right answer.
Which of the following is not an alternative energy source? Nice selection. Fossil fuels is the correct and valid answer.
What type of source do you need in a biomass power plant?
Well done. Plant remains is the right choice.
We should try to use renewable sources of energy like solar energy, wind electricity, tidal energy that are always available, are dash day and dash.
Bravo, both and B is the answer.
Byproduct of petroleum refining is dash dash.
Good job. Your answer wax petrol coal tar LPG works well here. Which energy uses water held behind a dam?
Sharp thinking. Hydroelectric is the right choice.
What do we call large areas of windmills? Excellent choice. Wind farms is the right answer.
Fossil fuel is the fuel formed in the earth from the remains deposits dead bodies of plants and animals, e.g. coal, oil, natural gas.
Nicely done. True is a solid answer.
Most water pollution is the result of
Smart move. Human pollution activities is an accurate answer.
What are the two types of resources?
Nice work. You chose renewable and non-renewable, and it is correct.
Various material which are obtained from nature are called natural resources. Which of the following is not a natural resource?
Right choice. Plastic is the best answer.
Where petroleum is cleaned.
Well picked. Refineries is the correct answer.
About dash, a fraction of people in our country use apple, dry twigs, wood etc. for cooking food, lighting, heating etc.
Correct response. 2/3 is the most accurate answer. Identify the device. You're right. Stethoscope is the correct answer.
The fossil fuels which are exhaustible and cannot be renewed are called renewable sources of energy.
Solid response. False is a valid choice.
The Earth provides humans with an unlimited amount of fossil fuels. They are considered renewable.
You got it? Your choice false is right.
In Greek language, petra means rocks and oleum means oil. So, petroleum means oil from mountains.
Well reasoned. False is the correct choice.
Today, we were going on a school trip to Dash, Stepwell, about dash kilometers from Ahmedabad.
Smart pick. Adalaj, 18 is the correct choice.
When energy is generated from the burning of wood or other organic matter, we call it dash.
Good thinking. Biomass energy is the right answer.
Oil, natural gas and coal are called dash resources because they are not easy to replace. Great job. Non-renewable is the accurate answer.
Resources that are not able to be reproduced as quickly as they are used are called dash.
Exactly. Non-renewable resources make sense and it is right choice. Petroleum is a dark-colored, smelly, thick liquid which is formed deep under the earth. Great thinking. True is the right choice.
Fill in the blank. We dash our hands in winter by blowing on them when they are cold.
Perfect. Warm is the correct choice. These resources are limited and will be exhausted one day due to their extensive use. Excellent. Non-renewable resources is a brilliant choice. These fuels are made from living things such as leaves, food wastes, and manure. Right again. Biomass fuels is a valid answer. Which of the following mode of transport can reduce congestion on road? Valid point. Bus is true.
Which of the following disease is caused by smoke coming out from vehicles?
Great job. Asthma is the accurate answer. Different kinds of vehicles run on the road. They use dash or dash as fuel. Well reasoned. Petrol, diesel is the correct choice. Using the heat from the earth to generate electricity would be called dash. Sharp thinking. Geothermal is the right choice. 3 vehicles that run on Sing produce a lot of smoke. You chose false. And it is correct. Fill in the blanks. We use a dash to listen to the sound of a heartbeat. Nice work. You chose stethoscope and it is correct. About how many people in India use cow dung cake and wood to cook food? Valid point 2p3 is true.
All of the following are considered alternative energy sources except.
Smart move. Coal is an accurate answer. Name the place from where people refill their vehicles. Nicely done. Petrol pump is a solid answer.
Which of the following fuels is a renewable source of energy?
Great thinking. Solar energy is the right choice. Which of the following mode of transport causes no pollution? Perfect. Cycle is the correct choice. Fuel is a substance that can be burned to produce heat or power. Good job. Your answer true works well here. Which energy source has the least negative environmental impact? Clear logic. Your choice solar is sound and 100% true. Which fuel is used in truck, tractor, and other heavy vehicles? You got it? Your choice diesel is right. To clean oil found deep down in the earth, it is sent to.
Excellent choice. Refinery is the right answer.
Which of the following is not an alternative energy source? On track. Fossil fuels is the correct answer. Where petroleum is cleaned and its byproducts are separated. You're right. Refinery is the correct answer. In which of the following states there are no oil fields? Solid response. Sikkim is a valid choice. Petroleum is cleaned and its products are separated in dash. Correct response. Refinery is the most accurate answer. Which among of the followings is not a form of petroleum?
Bravo.
Good is the answer. Which of the following thing is not extracted from Earth? Smart pick. Silk is the correct choice.
Which of the following fuels causes the least pollution?
Good thinking. Siang is the right answer.
Burning wood does not cause smoke.
Right choice. False is the best answer. Adalaj stepwell is about -km away from Ahmedabad. Well done. 18 is the right choice. Choose the renewable energy resource from the following.
Strong choice. Wood is the right answer.
What do you understand by red light at traffic signal? Nice selection. Stop is the correct and valid answer. Natural resources can be classified into dash groups. Correct. 2 is the right answer. Which are the main organs in the respiratory system? Well picked. Lungs is the correct answer. True or false? Renewable sources will never run out? Excellent. True is a brilliant choice. The smell also came from Baba's dash in the village. Right again. Tractor is a valid answer.
Dash power is electricity produced by flowing water.
Exactly. Hydroelectric makes sense and it is right choice. Which of the following is a renewable energy source? Perfect. Solar is the correct choice. In chapter What If It Finishes, it stands for smart move. Fuel is an accurate answer. Out of all the fossil fuels, which is the cleanest? Smart pick. CNG is the correct choice. Which of the following fuels give least smoke? Nice selection. LPG is the correct and valid answer. Petrol and diesel are not made by a dash or a dash. Solid response. Human being machine is a valid choice.
Coal, gas, and petroleum are all examples of dash. Right choice. Fossil fuels is the best answer.
Vehicles that run on Sing produce a lot of smoke. Strong choice. False is the right answer. The resources we get from nature are called dash. Correct response. Natural resources is the most accurate answer. There is a lot of smoke when dash wood is burnt. Right again. Damp or wet is a valid answer.
Which natural resource is called black gold?
Great job. Petroleum is the accurate answer. Dash plants trap the sun's energy to make food. Exactly. Green makes sense, and it is right choice. What kind of pollution is created by vehicles? Well done. Air and noise pollution is the right choice. What dangers do you face by speeding vehicles? You chose all these, and it is correct. Which among the following is the cleanest fuel?
Great thinking. Seeing is the right choice.
Is fossil fuel a non-renewable energy resource? Bravo. False is the answer.
Byproduct of petroleum refining is dash dash.
Well picked. Wax Sing coal tar LPG is the correct answer. Which one of these is not a natural resource? Clear logic. Your choice chemicals is sound and 100% true.
Through dash eld and hand dash, petroleum is pumped up.
Excellent. Pipes and machines is a brilliant choice. 9, which is not a renewable source of energy.
Valid point. Petrol is true.
Petroleum is formed naturally but very fast.
Good thinking. False is the right answer.
For the past months, Durga has a cough. Well reasoned. 3 is the correct choice.
Which gas is used for cooking in homes?
Nicely done. LPG is a solid answer. Which is the best fuel for cooking purpose? Sharp thinking. LPG is the right choice.
Color of milestone of national highway is... Good job. Your answer yellow and white works well here. Petrol and diesel are formed dash and a dash. Nice work. You chose naturally, slowly, and it is correct. The ton, the fuel which people do not use, dash.
Excellent choice. LPG is the right answer.
5. Where is the Adalaj stepwell located?
You're right. Ahmedabad is the correct answer.
Which gas is necessary for burning fire?
Correct. Oxygen is the right answer.
Solar energy is non-renewable. True, false.
On track. False is the correct answer.
Solar energy is renewable and unlimited.
You got it. Your choice true is right. Which of the following is a fossil fuel? Correct. Coal is the right answer. In which state Adalaj stepwell located?
Well picked. Gujarat is the correct answer.
Which is the largest oil field in India? Sharp thinking. Bombay High is the right choice. Solar energy is dash source of energy.
Nicely done. Renewable is a solid answer.
Renewable energy cannot be used again. Great thinking. False is the right choice.
Breathing rate dash. After we exercise. Valid point. Increase is true.
Tick the vehicle which run on petrol.
Bravo. Scooter is the answer.
Burning wood does not cause smoke. Strong choice. False is the right answer. Sun is the dash source of energy. You're right. Main is the correct answer. Dash is not a petroleum product.
Exactly. Silver makes sense, and it is right choice.
Petroleum is also known as dash. Right choice. Crude oil is the best answer. What is the full form of CNG?
Smart move. Compressed natural gas is an accurate answer.
To release carbon dioxide. Solid response. Exhale is a valid choice. Inhale stands for?
Correct response. Liquefied is the most accurate answer.
INSING stands for? Clear logic. Your choice natural is sound and 100% true.
The full form of sing is?
Nice selection. Compressed natural gas is the correct and valid answer. Nai, which is not a fuel. You chose water, and it is correct. Petrol is found dash.
Good thinking. Under the ground is the right answer.
What are fossil fuels?
Well done. Coal, oil, natural gas is the right choice.
Vehicles runs on dash. Great job. Fuel is the accurate answer.
Full form of LIPE is? You got it. Your choice liquefied petroleum gas is right.
Apple means dash.
Good job. Your answer cow dung cakes works well here.
Vehicles run on. Excellent choice. Fuel is the right answer. Wind energy is? Excellent. Renewable is a brilliant choice. Coal is dash. Perfect. Brittle black rock is the correct choice. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. On track? Contact Narayan Chengder on Facebook is the correct answer.